Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for XLM virtuals and Tau price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. We're gonna start with XLM on the 1 hour chart where we have a potential double 1-2 wave 3 wave 4 invalidation of a bearish impulse is not taken, and that means of course we might still seek for lower prices. However, after this move here we have three ways toward the upside. There is a corrective channel here, and of course we see still a three ways downward. That means we are in two possibilities, whether we are in a zigzag A, B, C, D, and an E, of course, for a triangle, we drop down after it, or we are in a three waves corrective for wave 4, and we are looking at a zigzag wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, 4, and a 5, as of course ending diagonal here for XLM. Meaning, by all case scenario here, we still, of course, very corrective, or I would say bearish, since, of course, the impulse downward is still activated. No invalidation has been taken, and we see three ways toward the upside, meaning corrective upward, and much more, of course, bearish than being, of course, bullish here. At least, of course, it can be sideways, as we mentioned, as a triangle can be a possibility here, but of course, if this is the case, you might be here in A, B, C, already D and an E. So we're moving downward even after the wave E, which is upward. We might reverse, of course, for continuation towards the downside. And that means, of course, on XLM, we are looking here at the daily where you have a potential triangle formation as well. After an impulse upward here, you have a wave 1 or a wave A and potential W, X, and a Y, or of course a triangle A, B, C, D, and an E. And this is a wave E that is carrying finished right now, which of course still need of course to take some lower prices here to finish an impulse, kind of like a zigzag. You have already here kind of like a leading diagonal. Wave A, we have three waves towards the upside wave B, and we're looking here at double 1-2 impulse that it might still unfold, of course, as double 4-5, finishing wave E. And therefore, of course, on the all-time history here, we might see a finished wave 2 or a wave B. Of course, you cannot finish wave 2 here because wave 2 is not allowed to be triangle, by the way. So that means, of course, very likely that we are in a wave B here, in an A, B, and a C. And of course, the wave C still, of course, very early to call it, of course, when we take the all-time high. Currently, we proceed, of course, the trend downward. For virtuals as well, we're looking here at the all-time history for virtuals on the daily, where we can see, or on the weekly, we have a 1, 2, 3. You got a wave 4. Now, invalidation is not taken yet, so this is still an intact, I would say, impulse there. And we still have a wave 4 potential and still looking for a wave 5. Now, the wave 4, of course, is a very long time regarding the wave 2, so it start to lower the probability here. So we gotta be careful from ABC zigzag extended and another ABC, and that you might have an impulse towards the upside in ABC there. Both case scenario anyway requires the same impulse at the end, taking the all-time high. So basically they are the same at the end. But yeah, these are the possibilities here on the 4 hours chart. We can see, of course, as well a big 1, 2 here. Potentially after a leading diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, potential wave A, wave B, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Potentially this wave 4 can be the triangle, or of course you have finished a wave 4 over there, and you're looking again, of course, for the possibility of a zigzag wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So far, I would say that this might be, of course, the low. The wick is very long again and very problematic as usual. So we gotta take, of course, this wick over there, kind of like this is a wave 3, and we're expecting, of course, to take again this low at 0.56 here for virtual. Therefore, maybe it would be even nicer if we put a target there as a blue box for the potential wave 5. Here we go. So wave 5, we might reach, of course, this area, guys. All right, we might reach this area as a target, and that means, of course, it might be 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, or it can be, of course, something else unfolding for something as W, X, and a Y. It might be deeper. It might be an impulse, of course, here starting as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Still possibilities a lot there, of course, but all of them are downward, guys. We don't have any kind of signal for upward. Three ways already given after this massive move. And that means maximum you might get a sideways and you drop down. So we gotta be careful. Again, we are not yet ready for bullish for the crypto market, guys, in general. For Tau, the only good coin here that we saw, of course, a nice performance after this drop, which of course it has even took double of it toward the upside in a very clean impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where we have a wave 1 or a wave A, wave 2 taken, and then of course we might be in a wave B as well. However, the thing is here a little bit shaky. We got another impulse after it as a wave A, and if this is turning to something corrective, we gotta be careful. Of course, it might be something corrective, but you can still consider it as 1, 2, 3. This is of course wave 3 higher than wave 1 or longer than wave 1. You have a wave 4, 1, 2, 3. I'm still looking for 4 and a 5 to finish this extended wave 5. Possibility to turn in double 1, 2, yes, very likely. Once you finish this wave 5, this can turn to wave 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 continuation for higher prices. However, to be watched is the $400 here, $410 for Tau, which it might be, of course, the invalidation, meaning if 1, 2, 3, 4, you're not allowed to interfere with the zone 1 here. That means, of course, invalidation of bullish. To be watched, of course, for Tau here. And in this case, if we dive a little bit deeper, 15-minute chart, we can see also here kind of like a potential correction. Can be, of course, this is a three ways, but you still need to finish 5 ways downward here to finish an ABC. But of course, you don't want to hit the 410. If this happens, therefore, of course, something wrong is going on here. We might, of course, turn into something A, B, and a C. This might be 5 ways, so be careful from it. And it might get a wave C. However, even if this happens, well, it's a nice signal that we have a 1, 2 here, potentially again for Tau, that it might continue later on. But on the daily for Tau even, we can see that the price is very interesting because it shows already a potential for bullish and without, of course, invalidation of triangle already. So we have an impulse, so direction of the market is already upside, and we have a wave A or a wave 1 finished and potential triangle A, B, C, D, E finished, and you move for higher. Unless even you have an ABC also finished in a wave B or a wave 2, and you have here an impulse wave 1, ABC wave 2, you move toward the upside. And therefore, we are looking here for something really interesting on Tau, which is different totally from any other coin today that we see in the crypto market. And of course, we might see at least the 1-to-1 fib level, $714 taken from the A to the B to the C, meaning 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5. Unless, of course, we move for higher impulsively for the 1.618, $1,000 for Tau. Yep, so these are the possibilities, guys, for Tau Virtuals and XLM. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.